Hi, in today's video, I'm going to be replacing an O2 sensor or oxygen sensor on the front of this O3 Camry. Now, that's going to be the specific model, so everything, bolt sizes and stuff are all going to be for that car. However, the process of changing an O2 sensor, especially one up higher, is going to be similar. Yeah, every other car will have different locations, different stuff like that, but a lot of them have one right up here in the front. So let's get to it. Our first step is going to be unplugging it. And in order to do that, according to everybody on the internet, we should probably disconnect our battery. Now, I'm really bad about forgetting to do this, so I'm actually remembering for this video. I'm going to need a 10 millimeter here wrench to put on our little bolt and get this thing loosened up just enough to take it off. And there we go. Battery disconnected. You just pop that up and stick it off to the side where it's not going to jiggle back around and hit that post. So first thing here is to identify what is our O2 sensor. That is this silver looking thing here that's going into our exhaust. Toyota does a fantastic job of planning out where to take stuff apart. So if we trace this back, the line here, back up here, there's a plug that we can disconnect. Just have to figure out what kind of plug it is. If it's the push to release, yep, that one's in there a little tight, but there's a release back here on the back side of it. Push that and you can work its way free. So now that this is loose, we can go ahead and take off this heat shield and we'll be able to remove it from the car. The heat shield appears to have just four number, how about four size 12 millimeter bolts. I'm going to go ahead and try to bust this off. We've got all four bolts off here. So now we're just going to try to gently wiggle this free here. There we go. It's getting caught up on that edge there. We're free. Now I can snake it out of that electrical harness. And we'll just set this off to the side. And now our O2 sensor is exposed. I want to point out here, if you're about to go do this on your own vehicle and you've ran it recently, this will be very hot. I only ran this for about 3 minutes to bring it over here into this garage, and those are still warm. I mean, it sat here for probably half an hour, so it's cooled back off a little bit, but they hold heat for a while and they get very hot. Before I find the size of wrench for it, I'm going to take some of this PB Blaster. If you got WD-40 or any other kind of penetrating oil, you could try giving it a little squirt. I'm going to try to carefully just get a couple drips right back here at the edge of it. Maybe. I'm trying not to saturate it right now because that's going right down onto the exhaust pipe and then it'll burn off and stink real bad and smoke. So we're just going to put that little dab in there. Hopefully, if there's any rust, it'll help break it free. And we'll let that do its magic here for a couple minutes while I find a wrench size for it. Now, thanks to this one having a plug here, I can use a box end wrench or the closed end of a wrench rather than having to try to use one of these things, which those are designed so you can fit over that and go back. But they're terrible. I've never used a good set of these things. So we're going to set that back off to the side. So now we can put this through our stuff here. This is a size 22. Get that on there, and hopefully this will break free. Oh, that was too easy. And that's what it looks like. Now, because this one's easy to get to, I'm actually just going to try to clean this off and put it back in and see if that works. If not, it only took a few minutes to get to it and replace it. Here it is all cleaned up. You can see we got a bunch of that white stuff off of it. And then I sprayed some of the carb cleaner all around it. And if I was a smarter person, I would have ordered a new one of these when I was ordering a bunch of other parts, but I kind of forgot about that. So we're going to try it just cleaned up. Sometimes that'll work. And if not, I've got a couple other sensors that I probably need to replace as well. And I'll do a whole order of replacing them. But for now, that was it. Just thread it back in. Gonna give it a little snug. We'll throw our heat shield back on, get that plugged in, and after I'm done with a couple of the other things on this car, we'll be able to go test drive it and see if that actually worked. All right, we've got our heat shield thrown back on. Now it's time for our little electrical connector. We're just going to wrap it back under there. And I'm trying to make sure you've got your little pieces of it lined up here. Once you've got it lined up, just simply push it back in until it clicks. At least for the little Toyota here and our Bank One Sensor One O2 sensor, it's just that easy. Some vehicles you're going to struggle a lot harder with it, especially up north here when stuff starts getting rusty, you'll struggle a lot. So I want to say good luck to that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.